This title is narrated with virtual voice, computer-generated narration for audiobooks. The Silent War by Randa Hink. Chapter 1. The hospital smelled faintly of bleach and sweat, as though someone had scrubbed and scrubbed, but never quite rid the walls of despair. Ava Sharp adjusted her stethoscope around her neck and scanned the clipboard in her hands. Another admission. Another young man, mid-20s, skin mottled with lesions the color of plums. His name was Tony Marquez, 23 years old. No significant medical history, no medications, no family here in the city. Only a roommate who had brought him in when the fever and the coughing had grown too much. Ava closed her eyes for a moment before she entered the room. He was the third young man this month. Always the same strange combination of symptoms. Pneumonia that wouldn't resolve, wasting, and those purple spots. She had sent slides to pathology. They came back with a word that made no sense in this context. Kaposi sarcoma. That was supposed to be a rare cancer in elderly Mediterranean men. Not in healthy 20-something, dancers, waiters, artists. Not in men who had been living full lives only weeks ago. Ava pulled the mask up over her face and pushed through the door. Tony lay in the bed, shirtless, the skin of his chest stretched too tight over the bones beneath. His eyes fluttered open when she approached, and he tried to smile. "Hey, Doc." His voice rasped, thin from days of coughing. "Hi, Tony." She forced a smile. "How are you feeling?" "Like I got run over by a truck. Twice." His attempt at humor was weak, but it was there. Ava felt the familiar ache in her chest, the will of young men to stay brave even when their bodies betrayed them. She listened to his lungs, heard the rattle of fluid. Wrote down his vitals, though they only confirmed what her eyes already told her. He was slipping. When she peeled off her gloves and washed her hands, Tony watched her. "They say it's cancer." His tone wasn't afraid so much as bewildered. "But I'm not even 25. Ava swallowed. "The pathology is unusual, yes. We're still learning." "Learning," he repeated softly. He glanced toward the window, where the city hummed in the distance. "I don't want to die before I've even done anything." She wanted to tell him he wouldn't. That medicine would find a way. But she had nothing to offer except presence. "I'll be with you," she said instead. Later, in the staff lounge, Ava sat at the small metal table with the chart spread open before her. She had circled the words, Kaposi sarcoma, 3 times. Across the hall, another young man coughed violently in his bed, the sound echoing like a hollow drum. Her colleagues avoided discussing these cases. Some muttered about lifestyle, about drugs, about choices. Others simply walked away when she brought it up. It was easier to dismiss them than to face the terror of an illness no one understood. But Ava couldn't dismiss Tony. She couldn't dismiss the way his hand trembled when he tried to sip water, or the fear in his eyes when he spoke about a life unfinished. 3 men now, all young, all gay. That was the only connection. And it chilled her more than she wanted to admit. The first week of Tony's admission was a blur of failed treatments. Antibiotics didn't help the pneumonia. Antivirals, what few they had, did nothing. Steroids worsened the lesions. Ava tried everything, moving down the list like a drowning woman grasping for ropes. At night she stayed late, perched at the nurses' station, combing through medical journals, sending letters to colleagues in other cities. In June of 1981, whispers of similar cases had appeared in Morbidity and Mortality Weekly Report. 5 men in Los Angeles, same symptoms, all gay. Ava had underlined the report so hard the ink had torn the page. Now she was
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.